Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. How are you all doing? How you guys doing? Thank you for joining me today. My name is Ifi Oyoyo. Welcome to my live stream. Thank you for being here. All right. My topic today is about an American returnee that came back to Nigeria after working so hard in America for 40 years, and her brother did her absolute dirty. All right. We'll be talking about that today. Let me know how you're doing. If you're here in the comment section, hi, how are you doing? I hope your day has been kind to you. I hope you are doing okay. Let me know how you're doing in the comment section. Thank you for joining me today on another interesting conversation. Me weight loss. See how I'm following you every live stream. I see you, I jump in. Everyone I see you, I jump in. Sometimes I'm meeting those people for the first time. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for joining me on this conversation. How are you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Thank you. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing well. How are you doing with your family? I hope the day has been great to you. It is Thursday, the 20th of April, and the weather for me, let me see, is actually raining right now, but it's cold. It's 39 degrees Fahrenheit. So the weather is cold and it's raining outside. All right. Oh, me weight loss is good. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all. All right. I'll be talking about this conversation. I live in the US, so I am in a better place to discuss about life in the US. And after I have worked so hard for many years, trying, thinking that we are building something back home, only for you to be disappointed by a family member. And why am I comparing that with um, Achraf's story, Achraf Hakim story? If you guys can recall, few I think about a week ago or less, yeah, on Saturday, this past Saturday, I talked about this Hakim story and the new normal that people are beginning to think is normal by making a wife not a member of the family. So I talked about that on Saturday, and that story actually resonated with a lot of men. They were so happy that a hero was born in the name of Achraf Achraf. I don't know how to pronounce his first name. Please, I don't want to make a mess out of it. Let me just pronounce Hakimi. So they were calling him a hero because, according to news, that 80% of his income goes to his mother, while the 20% goes to him. So he was in a divorce issue with the wife, and the court told the wife that your husband has no property on his name. So a lot of men cheered. A lot of men were so happy. They felt they've actually scored a goal. A hero was born. They began to define who a family member is. And it was a great news. It has been in the news, and up till now, it still made headline. So why am I talking about it in terms of the returnee? The men on social media were celebrating the fact that a woman is not supposed to, a wife, okay? A wife is not supposed to be a family member. And now, a sister who has worked so hard for 40 years in the US was busy sending money to her own family member, her brother, to build a property for her in Nigeria. When she got to Nigeria, she was heartbroken that what the brother showed her as the two-story building that she's been sending money for was a carcass building. No, nothing was finished. The woman was so heartbroken because she was lamenting how much more she has spent on that property, and how she has been taking care of her brother and his family for many years. There is no month she does not send money to the brother. So I'm asking my audience today, who is a member of the family? Since men were defining a wife is not qualified to be a member of the family for the reasons they gave. And a lot of ladies on social media, they were celebrating the guy. Yeah, what he did was so nice. A lot of them want Hakimi as a son, but they don't want Hakimi as a husband. And that is the height of hypocrisy, if you really ask me. You want him as a son, his kind of man, his kind of a behavior, what he did, you like that for your son. But if Hakim were to be your husband, you wouldn't want that kind of a man as a husband. So women that we are supporting it, that's my question for you. Okay. So this thing, this lady made the news yesterday. She was crying, filled with tears, asking question, calling the brother's name, Obina, wherever you see me, make sure we don't cross because I'm going to arrest you. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And the irony of the whole thing, according to the lady that was on crying on the social media, she said that she had been asking her parents, are you sure Obina is doing this job? Are you sure? The parents assured her, yes, Obina is actually working on the property, that he is doing what you asked him to do. So I'm here to ask my audience, what would you do if you happen to be this woman we are talking about today, the American returnee? After working 3 jobs, according to her, she was working 3 jobs in the US. She borrowed a lot of loans from the bank, trying to finish her property in Nigeria. Lo and behold, nothing was finished. What would you do? Will you consider the likes of that lady's brother, Obina, as a member of the family? Would that Obina qualify to be someone that has your interests at heart? What would you do? Let me know what you would do in the comment section. Once again, welcome to my live stream. Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you for being here. We have a whole lot of discussion today, and we are going to be getting into it as the time permits. All right. So I'm going to start by telling everyone, I've given at least a backstory of what happened, and then I'm going to tell you guys when the lady said she was working 3 jobs. Trust me, she did. People oftentimes once they hear that you're in America, they think your backyard is filled with dollars. Okay, the street you walk on is filled or made with dollars. You just have to take as much as you want and then send back to home in Africa. And let us not so forget the fact that Nigerians overseas contribute so much to Nigerian economy because of the Western Union money they send every month, which was resulting to about $2.something billion to Nigerian economy. So they do so well by sending money to their family members back home. They are not the people that forgot their family members. They got the greener pasture, they forgot. No, they have never, they will not, because of the nature of Africa, how we are as a family, the knitted a family that we all, grew up from. You can't forget your sister, your brother when they're going through difficult times. And if life is better for you, you definitely will want to help, genuinely, without being forced. So this lady was working 3 jobs. So we have 24 hours in the day, right? She does 3 jobs. She work 8 hours, 12 hours, maybe some 4 hours somewhere. How much sleep do you guys think that this lady has been getting for the past 40 years, like she claims she's been in the US? How much sleep has she gotten? Toiling day and night, sometimes no weekend off because she has to meet up with all the jobs. So 7 days of the week, this lady is working. She will work her full-time job and then pick other 2 jobs. That means weekend filled. A time that she's supposed to be resting from her full-time job filled, so that she can make extra money to send to the likes of Obina to build a house for her. So my question is, what do you think this woman should do to her brother? Remember, men defined family members for us last week, saying that your wife is not a family member, that your wife can leave you any time, any day. Your family members are your siblings, your mother, your sister, your brothers. Now, a woman sent money to her family member, her brother, and her brother in turn did her dirty. What will you say now? Who is the family member? That is my question on today's discussion. Who is the family member? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And if you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Soyoyo. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel on YouTube, do me well by subscribing. Follow me on Facebook as well. Share this video so others can come in and join in this discussion. All right. So let me share myself out because I just remember that I haven't shared myself. Let me share myself out. All right. So let me give you guys a practical example of what it is to work in the US and work 3 jobs like that woman explained. You know, and my state is a state known for snow. It's a very cold state. I remember those days when I came newly, I was playing outside with the snow, trying to lift it up to make a snowball or whatever. Then I now told my husband, Chai, I wish, some people will be thinking that this is how dollars fall. Maybe dollars grow in trees for African immigrants. So once they get here, they will just be sending it back to our people in Nigeria. For you to live and live well in the US, hear this and know the truth. For you to live well in the US, you have to work hard. There is no free lunch in America. Even if when they invite you for birthdays, especially the Oyibo birthdays, make sure you put some money in your purse. Because if they take you to a restaurant for their birthdays, that means you have to pay for your lunch. There is no free lunch in this country. It's not somewhere that you live in. Maybe you're having a little difficulties. You run to your neighbor. Neighbor, please, can you square me $100? I will give you in 2 weeks. No, you can't do that. So you're absolutely on your own when you live here. When I mean absolutely on your own, you manage your resources, you manage your finances, you manage yourself. If you're going through difficulties, you have to sort yourself out. Nobody to help you. Then the likes of this lady we are discussing her story, the American returnee, was working 3 jobs. She did not say specifically what profession she was into, but I'm going to use an example, nursing, which a lot of us know that our Nigerians, most of them are into nursing. Let's assume that she was an LPN in the US. So she worked her full-time job, maybe 8 hours, and that would be 8 hours Monday to Friday or 8 hours for 5 days. Or let's assume she's working full-time job of 16 hours a day. That means she'll be working it 3 times a week. Because she's working 16 hours, full-time job 3 times a week, 16 hours, right? She will now go and take the other 3-4 days left in the week. She will book it up full to be able to take extra 2 jobs to fill her week. Because she has the likes of Obinna in Nigeria, always demanding for money. This woman will work those work and then send those money, her hard-earned income. Obinna, my brother, please help me manage this building and all of that. And Obinna will be there squandering the money. In most cases that we've heard, what they do is they will use the money to buy their own land. And before you know it, they will tell you they finished their own story building. What is the likes of Obinna doing? You can't say. He is still asking you for money, but he just finished a building. Not knowing that the money you're sending for your own building is what Obinna used to buy a land, what the likes of Obinna used to start building their own properties. Then you ask yourself, why is the heart of man desperately wicked? Just like the book of Jeremiah said. The heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can tell? And there is no mistaking in that conversation. I tell you, that particular scripture is entirely true. Because there is no way I can define Obinna's action if not that of being wicked. You never considered your sister toiling. And this sister did not stop. She said she was sending money to Obinna for the upkeep of his family every month. Apart from sending money for the building of her property, She was also looking after Obinna. She would send money to look after her parents, send money to look after Obinna's children, Obinna's family, and still send money for her property. Then Obinna was using the money to do what? This is how greed, wanting that which you cannot afford, will lead people to start having family problems. Family situations that if care is not taken, they might never talk again for the rest of their lives. I'm going to give a practical example of what happened. A case I had to, intercede when it happened. This lady bought a land in Lagos and then started building. Just like the American returnee that made story yesterday, she was sending money to her younger brother to build. She trusted her younger brother so well to do all of those. She would send money. The guy was, yeah, we finished foundation last 2 months. Now the house is on linting. The next thing that is remaining for us, send money so that we can buy wood for roofing and buy roofing materials. The lady was busy sending money, thinking in the next 2 months or 3, by the time I get back to Nigeria, the house is completed. So how about the electrician? Oh, I've already contracted an electrician. He agreed to wire the house at AYZ amount. The lady will send money for wiring. The plastering work, is he moving? Oh yeah, the plastering work, we are negotiating with them to hurry it up, but they said that we should add more money, and they will now tell you the price of cement. If a bag of cement is costing 2,000 naira, they will tell you it's 4,800. Then you struggle like this returnee. She went to the banks for loans, and then she had to work 3 jobs to service her loan and at the same time take care of her family members in Nigeria. Thinking by the time she gets to Nigeria, she will see a full house, maybe put it in rental or lease it out for businesses so that she'll start making her money back, not knowing she was going to meet her doom, not knowing she was going to be highly disappointed by her own brother, her own blood. The true definition of those people that said your wife is not a member of the family. Thank you, Priska and Jume, for joining me today. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate your presence. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, Priska. So I'm asking, if you were in that lady's shoes, what would you do? Would you forgive your Obinna, your brother, your blood? Or will you take Obinna to court? Will you arrest him? Or are you guys going to settle it as family matter, where your mother will tell you, nne no one ne, of blood. That's what your parents will tell you. They will be the first people to remind you that is your own blood. So how will you handle that situation? Let me know how you're going to handle that case if you were to be this American returnee. I have a lot of cases about this kind of thing happening to Americans. If you asked average, few Nigerians this kind of question, it has happened to 1 or 2. In a group of 5, it has happened to 1 or 2 people. I know of somebody, they claim to have bought properties, land for the person. At the end of the day, the person has no land. And what will you do? You forgive. It's blood, right? But if that happened to be a wife that did that kind of a thing, what would you do? They would go take the woman to court because already they have defined the woman not to be a member of the family. Paris Abu, thank you for joining me. These family members, when they do you dirty, they turn your back on them, and you turn your back on them and love them from afar. Pray for more strength to rebuild, because when you even try to fight, not to fight the person. Exactly. That was what somebody told me today. I was having this discussion before my live stream with someone. They said that some people will even go to the extent of hiring some people to come and buy the person, because you are asking them to give account of your money, the money you labored for. It was not free money. America is such a capitalist country that if you're making a certain income, you can never benefit anything. You have to foot your bills. If you want good life, you have to work for it. Extremely hard place to survive if you're not hardworking. And then you will do all of those. If I tell you guys how most of our nurses here, how they do 3 jobs to survive, to sustain their family members back home, and then you would think they have your interests at heart. None of them is even asking you, sister, you're working too much. Why not take a day off? Nobody. Rather, if you send them $200 in the less than 2 weeks, they're telling you, the prices of things in the market, hey, it's a common fish. You can't even buy. As if the inflation is just measured on them in Nigeria. The inflation is not worldwide. They are not asking you if you have had a good day. All they're asking you is to pour their problems on you. How about your own problem? No, you're not supposed to have a problem. You're demigod. You're not supposed to go through difficulties because you live in America. Priest Kanjume said, blood my food, Shana. Police go solve this matter. Priska, by the time your parents will cry on your head, you forget that. And even if now $100,000 you've sent, you forget it. Your parents, your mother, will sit on your mother. Nne is your blood, is your brother, is your blood, is your blood. It's your Legend's Grace family member. It's your late Popo family to police. They will so psych you to the point that you even get confused on what to do and how to react. When I watched that lady crying on social media, I was like, oh my goodness, somebody should please calm her down. She was so much in pain. She was filled with regrets. If I had known, why did I trust Obinna? May you not meet Obinna, or may you not have an Obinna in your family in Jesus' name. May you not have an Obinna, that kind of Obinna in your family. That kind of Obinna is not a good brother. No. Princess Abu, it's easier said than done. No. Take him to the police station. Police will chop a person money tire. This is just unfortunate. It's absolutely unfortunate. Who even trusts Nigerian police these days? Now. It will still be solved in the home, internally, within the family members, your parents, and they are still going to confuse you to forget, forgive. I know a lot of people. When I say I know a lot of people, they've lost thousands of dollars just like this. Thousands of dollars. There was a particular one I know, after doing everything for them, they will call him on the phone. Nobody will even ask him, brother, how are you? No. They don't ask you, how are you doing? Are you okay? Are you feeling well? No. The moment the phone rings and you pick, well, some people even start crying on the phone. Hey, well, there are some people called and scammed them. They've lost everything. They don't ask you whether you slept well. Because, first of all, you can never have a problem. You're not supposed to have problems. You're not supposed to go through pain. You're not supposed to feel anything. Rather, you're there to cater for them. Priska says some people will just send you to the early grave without regret. I tell you, without regret whatsoever. Without any regret. That's how this thing has, when I saw that story, I've seen it practical happen to people I know, people that live here in my state. I've not once, not twice, not 3 times. It's something I don't know how it can be stopped. What people do now, if they want to build, what they do now, most people, if they want to build, they will go to professionals, you understand? Ask them, how much will it cost me to build a story building? How much will it cost me to build a 2-story? So by the time they discuss with the professionals will now tell them it's going to cost you AYZ amount. So what they do, they will not even tell their family members that they are building. They will continue to work with the professionals, and the professionals will connect them online to see day-to-day activities of what is going on. And then within the time they told you the property will be ready, you see your property standing. That's what most people are doing now, because that trust, if, like I said, if you bring 5 people in the US, it has happened to 3 or 2 among 5 Nigerians. It has happened to 2 or 3. So you can imagine it's a frequent occurrence. It's something that's been happening all the time. When I saw that lady, I didn't know if I was to, like, I said, oh, another victim. That was just what came to my mind. Another victim. This lady has fallen again. Another victim. That was exactly what came to my mind. Because it happens all the time, so it's no longer news for us. It's something we witness all the time. So you can't say that is the first time you're hearing that story, or you don't know anybody that it has happened to. It happens all the time. All the time. And I'm asking you, my audience, how will you react? Will you react differently, or will you take that brother of yours to court? How would you react? Let me know how you're going to react in the comment section, honestly. Abu said it's just to forget about it and ask God to help you rebuild. Going to the police is a waste of time because you get tired, and police will also chop your money in the process. And then Priska is saying that no, is to go to police be that. So, all right. Abu said, I have been there in Jume. You see, gave them free accommodation in Lekki, asked them to buy a Singer machines, which was 50,000 back then. They collected 85,000, bought embroidery machine 160, which was 20,000. You see, if people open their mouth to tell you what they've gone through for having these so-called siblings that people said are the ones that are supposed to be your family member and not your wife. You see another testimonial here. Abu is telling us the experience he encountered. You can understand. He was housing them. They were not paying rental. Tell me, anywhere, any part of the world, anybody that gave you shelter has given you everything. Because that burden is off your head. You're not thinking about rent every month, because they pay rent every month in Nigeria. The person gave you shelter. That's one of my people here. Provided shelter for family members. They said they needed a sewing machine. He asked them, how much is sewing machine? They said it was 85,000. Why sewing machine was 50,000? He gave 85,000. They needed an embroidery machine. Embroidery machine was 160,000. While he was going for 120, he gave 120. These are the same people he gave his own home to live in, free of charge in Lagos. You think they have your interest at heart? Oh no, think again. They don't. With all these things showing up and happening, you can understand that the family member is actually you, your wife, and your children. If you look at it critically. Because you can't be working so hard and someone is there waiting for that. I don't want to start this story because the story doesn't sound good. Anyhow you look at it, it doesn't sound good. It does not sound good. In every angle you look at it. All right, Njume said, and most are too dirty back. Most people are too dirty. Yeah. You just hit it on the head. Njume said, Abu, that's so sad. Though. May we never know any Obina again in our lives in Jesus' name. May we never meet that kind of Obina in our lives. May we never. They even refused to live at the boys' quarters because I was renting for one. The house I was renting for 1.2. They refused it. The worst part is that the pastor among my siblings saying he's occupying the main house alone. Imagine all the. Can you imagine? High entitlement mentality. You can imagine the audacity. They gave you a BQ to live in Lekki. You said no. And even BQ in Lekki is not cheap. You said you can't live there. Then one of the brothers said they must live in the main house. They're not even being economical with you in the sense that, if that house is yielding income, you can use it to maintain the property. Because one thing is to build a property, one thing is also have means of maintaining that property. If not, it started deteriorating. Rain will come, you need to maintain. During the harmattan, especially when it's in Lekki, because of the closeness to the ocean. But you see how selfish human being could be. The brother said he must live in the main house. They refused to live in the BQ. Priska, you see why? You see what Abu has experienced. You see them. Abu now said, now I'm loving them from afar. Absolutely. That was what happened to a Nigerian guy here. When their mother passed, they exhausted all the money in the world from him. And they said, no, you don't have to come. Just send the money. I said, what kind of siblings are these? They don't want you to come. Just send the money. And this guy was busy sending and sending and sending. Guys, give me 1 second. Sorry, guys, I had to take a quick call. All right, Priska said, Abu, your siblings can be your family now. Now, DNA, you suppose they do at that time. Sure. Priska, they are family members. There is nothing like DNA. You think it's just Abu's. A lot of people, that is their story. A lot of people. The person I was telling the story, his mother passed. The sibling said he doesn't need to get home. He should send the money. He sent the money. And then he gave them money to build for him. Up to today, he doesn't have any property in Nigeria. So when he got back home, thinking that they finished the property, he got back to Nigeria. They took him straight to the hotel. What happened? Where no, you're supposed to stay in the hotel. You're not supposed to come to the house. That because of kidnappers, blah blah blah. Eventually, he said, I want to know where my property is. That was how fight started. When the guy eventually got to his place, he realized that nothing was done, not even a foundation. For the past 2 years, he was sending money to them. No foundation was done, nothing. Rather, what he saw was that his brothers, they finished building. So he now asked the brother, but you said you're a teacher. And then you use your teacher income to build a house like this. That was how fight started. And then how did they settle it? By the time he realized that these people, they don't even mean well. The sister that was supposed to come did not even come to see him at all. The moment they heard everybody abandoned him. They told him not to come. Then he managed to come. Only one person said he took him to the hotel. He said, no, we have a home. Let's go home. Other siblings never showed up because they already knew what they did. That was how this man got home and realized that he was on his own. Till date, this is 10 years past. He has not called any of them to say, hello, how are you guys doing? As far as he's concerned, he had no siblings. You see how family members, out of selfishness and greed, will bring this kind of enmity in the family. Where are the men and the people that were clapping for Hakim last week in my live stream? Where are you guys? You guys told us that a family member is your brother, your sister, your mother, your children, and not the wife. Look at what a family member did to another family member. Where are you guys? Where are those people cheering for Hakim for sending everything he had to his mother? Where are they? All right. Paris said, DNA, my parents were good people and we all looked alike. We can pair as twins, each of us, so no need. It's just pure greed and callousness. Yeah. Praise God, you don't need DNA in this one. This is family member. And it's not only Abu that it happened to, it has happened to a lot of people, even people close to me, even relatives. I tell even relatives. It's not everything we come on social media to talk. Honestly, it's not everything, because we try to still protect family, and that's where most of these problems are. You try to protect family. You don't want to make them look bad. You work so hard, then by the time you get to there are some cases that when they get to Nigeria, they will realize that their property has been sold because the brother was owing somebody some debt. Have you guys heard about that? They did not tell you they want to sell your property. They will use your property to offset somebody's debt, something you have no knowledge of. That is the world we live in. And that is the reality of those of us living in the US. And do they even care to know how you work hard for those money? They don't care. They don't. Honestly, they don't. Abu, you have been, I don't know what, a lot. This is just so sad, but I'm glad you're pulling on. God is your strength. Yes, Abu's story is a classic thing that happened to everybody. Even when you send some people, if you send them, I've done a live stream. I did live stream last year where somebody was so upset that she sent her hard-earned money for people to do Christmas. Nobody returned a call. Nobody even thought about buying 500 airtime to call the person. Hey, auntie, thank you for the money. The lady was so mad. She was so mad. She started lamenting. I say, calm down. She said, no, don't tell me calm down. I say, see, if you have high BP now, I am not even close by. I'm only talking to you on the phone. Who is going to rush you in the hospital? She started lamenting that she has been, in fact, she worked from Monday to Sunday. Monday to Sunday. The only time she has off was few hours in the day. So she's supposed to have off like Mondays. But that same Monday, she'll be going to work in the evening. Do you understand the cycle? And this is what she does now and then, month to month, year to year. And she will send somebody money. They will not even, hey, auntie, we got the money. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you for coming through for us this Christmas. Priska, it happens every day. Every day. You get back to Nigeria thinking, oh, I have two lands. I'm going to, if I really need, I'm going to start developing one, and the other one I'm going to plant. By the time you ask for the papers for your land, you realize you don't have any. They have used your land to offset their debt. That is the family member. Remember, family member. So when we come here to talk about these things, it's just to open people's eyes so that we can learn and take on some life lessons. People come on live stream to share their true life lessons so that another person will not fall victim. We're talking about the lady, the American returnee. My beautiful subscriber here is airing her own his own story. How they were even telling him that they are not going to live in boys' quarter in Lekki, that they want to occupy the main property. Then you now tell yourself, do you guys actually want me to live, to give you guys the whole house to occupy? Because for the sole reason that we are siblings. That is the only reason you're siblings. For that reason, you cannot make economic gain from what you spent, you worked so hard to build. No. No. Entitlement mentality. Entitlement mentality. That is what it is, obviously. I really feel so bad for this woman because I feel so bad. Maybe she held her brother so high. She trusted him so much. And she forgot to even take a trip to Nigeria to see things for herself. Because if they tell you, if you still have brothers or siblings back home that you trust, if they tell you, the work is in progress, is now foundation is done, yeah, they are already putting the block, everything is in place, take a trip. Take a trip back home, even if it's for 7 days. That trip will change a lot of things for you. Take those kind of surprising trip. You just land. I'm at the airport too. Auntie, you let us say they come. I say I didn't want to bother anybody. I've actually made a reservation on the hotel where I'm going to stay. Yeah, so meet me at the site. You find out that you go to that site by yourself. Your brother will not show up. because there is nothing to show you. It has happened to many. And it's still happening. I was surprised when I saw that story yesterday. I say, is this thing still happening? So people have not learned. And if you're watching my live stream at the background, if you're there, you live overseas, you have siblings that are telling you, yeah, the property is moving, it's going well. Take a trip to Nigeria. It might save you some headache in the future. It might save you from spending so much money on that particular property. Take a trip. Honestly, take a trip. Thank you, Treasure Jace. Thank you for coming. Priscas, I hope. I've been walking from work going back home. I just reached a bad street. My phone is off now. I'm in my bag. Today I have Christian meetings, so I can't rejoin back home. Keep grinding, host. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prisca Njome, my beautiful sister from Cameroon. Thank you for joining me here. I am so grateful for your time. God bless you real good. All right. I will say, let me tell you another one. I hope they see this comment because they collected 400K for eye test. Ordinary eye test and treatment, and they did not, and they did. And they asked my sister another 400K in the US because we don't talk. Wait. Oh, okay. You have a sister in the US. So they collected 400K from you and then asking you, the other sister another 400K for the same eye test that they've already done. Haba. Which kind 419 people be this one? Which kind 419 people? So bamboo they walk, monkey they walk, bamboo they chop. You're here working so hard. If you had used that money to give yourself a good vacation, I tell you, it will be a vacation without regret because you're going to rest, you're going to sleep well, enjoy yourself. But no, instead of you taking that kind of vacation, you rather be thinking, oh, my brother, oh, my sister, hey, the daughter is out of school, I have to pay tuition, I have to pay school fees, I have to do this. And they will collect from siblings A, and then go back and present the same case to siblings B. Haba now. That one no be witchcraft. No be witchcraft. This one is pure 419. That brings me to another topic I saw online. I saw whereby they went for naming ceremony, you understand, in Nigeria. And the preacher that was praying for the little baby, do you guys know the prayer the preacher said? The preacher was, the way the Yorubas do their naming ceremony, they are going to call all the names of the child and then making some prophecy over the child. So the preacher spoke in Yoruba because it was translated by some other people. And the translated version of what the preacher said, that after prayer, calling all the names of the child, the prayer, she brought a pen, a biro, and placed it in the new baby's hand and said, you will use this hand to, let me get the interpretation, I don't want to miss it. But what they really meant was that the child is going to use the right hand to defraud Nigeria the way others have been stealing money from Nigeria. That the child, when he gets to his or her turn, is going to use the same biro, the use hand, to write away money. And I said, this a lady praying this kind of prayer is already bestalling 419 spirits in this new child, calling the spirit of stealing and defrauding public funds on the child. And people were saying amen. Nobody got up to say, which kind of prayer be that one? Nobody. The preacher was praying. Use pen. Say, you go use this your hand. Write your own money. The way then they steal money for Nigeria. Now, so you go use biro, steal your own, come out. And they were saying amen. I say, oftentimes, people don't know that this kind of prayers, they don't even pass the ceiling. God will never answer that prayer because God knows people. You know people. So you can see, if a sibling is using a parent, your mother is ill, You will now collect, hey, mama is not feeling well. Oh, mama needs to go for an eye test. They will call Oyoyo. Oyoyo will give 400,000. They will call Abu because Oyoyo and Abu, we haven't been talking. Maybe we had some personal beef with each other. They will call Abu, knowing fully well that Oyoyo will not know that they called Abu, because me and Abu, my brother, we know they talk. They will call Abu, mama need medical test, so now 400,000. So they will collect 800,000 to three to one parent. And the people they are collecting this money, they have no concern. Do they even have this money? Are they going to forfeit something to be able to send money? Abu said, yes, so I'm now chillaxing. Oh. I fly up and down London, Paris, Scotland, USA. I post on WhatsApp for them to say, but you know you better person. You know be better person at all. Are you kidding me? You do all of this post for WhatsApp. You won't pepper them, no be small. Because I stopped funding them and I asked them to leave my house alone. You see, that shows the preacher is also evil. Absolutely, the preacher is also evil. Even the nursing work people was doing, come and do it here. My sister in Niger says she can't do that because she has BP. Imagine. Abu said no feeling for anybody living up. No feel. They don't care if you're doing okay. The one that pained me so much, there was somebody called me and started crying on the phone. By the time they finished crying, I now said, okay, can you tell me why you're calling? Because all the while we are crying and talking, I didn't hear a thing. So let's have a conversation. I'm not mumu. I have my own pains too. I have things that are challenging to me. Let me know what is going on. Okay, my Niger sisters. See, people don't even understand it. If you see the way our people work here, sometimes they will do all of those things. They don't take care of their own health. They're not even thinking about their health anymore. They work so hard. And it's not because they are working to just take care of their immediate family. No. Some of them are doing 2, 3 jobs because they have responsibilities back home to cater for. Some are doing it because they want to build back home, invest back home. But most times they are doing those jobs to be able to meet other people's needs. A lot of people don't even know what vacation is anymore because they have family member needs to meet. And these family members, they are all healthy. They can actually do something for themselves. I know of a man, he tried to finance one of the siblings to own a business. They will do this one. They come back next year and say this one was not successful. That one was not successful. At some point, he said he's done, and they tagged him. He's not a good brother because he's done pulling them up because nobody is less than 30. You now ask yourself, if you were making those money yourself and starting those businesses, you could have been more diligent to make sure that the business succeeds. You don't have to continue to depend on your siblings overseas. Most work in the US, you stand on your feet. It's only office work that you sit down. Most work, if you're doing nursing work, you're standing on your feet. If you're doing a pharmacy work, you are on your feet. Sometimes 14 hours straight, you stand on your feet. No, do the math, do the research. After doing the same thing for many years, you think your bones and your joints are still smiling? They are not smiling. At the end of the day, most of these people come down with a lot of sicknesses that cannot even be treated. Because of the stress that is being put on them, they have developed cancer. My co-host one time here, Ifechi's family, she has shared a lot of testimonials of how people work so hard in UK to the point that one of the things the one that made her so, that really broke her heart, one of the ladies got cancer because of stress. People don't really care whether you live or you die. All they know is that be sending money to us. After all, you do Obodo Ibo. You know, but you live, make you they send money. Ego now was everywhere. Send money. Well, wifey, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Other people need to do double job here in Western world. Truth, absolutely. This lady that they defrauded in Nigeria now, that is trending everywhere. She says she worked 3 jobs. She borrowed money from the banks in the US to make sure her property was, finished. The brother showed her a carcass building. It wasn't even cemented. No, it wasn't roofed. And only God knows for how long they've been building that. Only God knows. Abu said buried our parents within the space of 6 months. I heard them during the burial saying she is always saying no money, no money. How far? 3 months burying her dad. She's burying her mom with the same ebony. You see? So that one became a problem too. Because you called better people to come and help you. Money not their own money. Because you're no longer giving them abo. That's why they were complaining. You were no longer giving them. They're saying every time no money. It's better. Let them gossip. No money, no money. Please. You're not here to kill yourself. Because at some point you carry somebody by, at some point you expect that person to pick up himself or herself and start doing something for themselves. But no. There was something somebody told me. She said, I was asking her how she was managing. Anyway, my link is down for anybody that wants to share a personal experience or share opinion in this conversation. My link is down. Let me share a story. I was asking somebody, how are you managing? How come that you don't ask people for money? This. She said she has nobody to ask for money. That her cousins, her brothers are overseas. So because she has people that are sending her money every month, she can't even sustain a job. Talk more of sustaining a business. And this person I'm talking about is in her 50s. So even up to that time, the siblings overseas are the ones taking care of her. So when she said that to me, I say, wow, you made sense. Because I never saw it from that way. Because I was like, why is it that at this age, this person doesn't have anything tangible that she's doing? So she told me, no, she has siblings overseas. So they're sending her money every day. That she's not like her. She had nobody to help her. So that's why she hustled to help herself. That she's even the one taking care of her siblings. The person I was talking about is even an engineer. But there is no work in Nigeria after you finish school. So she's the one getting the employment herself, looking for what to do. Wherever she can get a job, she finds something to do. I was like, wow. Wow. Look at that one that just happened now. The lady in Germany paid 300,000 for his brother's children in Niger. Oh, you see another. It happens every now and then. People have things to say. People have stories. That is why Oyibo people stress less, so because they only care about their immediate family, probably 1 or 2 children, no stress. I tell you, see, if you were to go by taking care of you and your family, and maybe your mother or your father, because of the way our culture and all of that, you wouldn't have so much stress. Let's assume you have 3 families back home that you're sending money to, and you're sending an average of $200. That is $600 for those 3 families every month. If you use that $600, you can go and chill in one place and be sipping drinks. You can use it to do something for yourself. Go for nice dinners, eat out, than always cooking in the house. There are so many things you can do that might give you some pleasure, but you deny yourself of those pleasures to cater for family members, but still is never enough. There is this adage my mother used to say when we were small. She said, "Na onya na-enye enye, na ngwe na-egwe ya nri n'afọ." It's like the child you're feeding. When you're feeding a child, the child will keep taking because it's busy. The stomach is busy processing. That is just the truth. Okay, so now she realized that his brother has built mansion in Niger. She was shocked. Whoa, are you serious? She just finished paying 300,000 for the brother's school fees in Nigeria, and now realized that the brother built a mansion. Oh, people have no conscience. They have no conscience at all. They have no conscience. I was stressed, I won't lie. I said I'm not going to be slaving, working for people back home unless you are in the hospital and no money, then I can help. You see, there is a way somebody can, people will do things to you. You just have to lock up the door of charity in your heart. You have to, because you can't keep funding them. They are living a better life more than you. Most of the people that will call you and ask you, urgent 2K, urgent 20K. If you look at the extension they have on their head, the wig they are wearing is over 500,000. You don't have money. You're complaining you don't have money, you don't have a job, but you can afford to buy a wig of 500,000. And you now bother somebody to send you urgent money. And once they receive that money, those people will never call you, I've received the money, thank you. They won't call you to tell you that. It's very unfortunate. And I feel really sad for that American returnee that got to Nigeria wailing and crying. And I know by the time she sees her parents, that will be the end of it. Obinna will go scot-free. Nothing will happen to Obinna. That is the truth. Nothing will happen to Obinna. Honestly. Because they will tell you, your parents will be the one that will cry. Hey, Nne, please, oh, my daughter, do you want to embarrass me? Do you want them to hear that you locked your brother up in jail? My daughter, oh, do you want me to have high BP? I don't want to die before my time. There you now. Let's assume she has spent $150,000, because since it's a two-story building, we'll be looking at about $200,000. Do the math for $200,000. Let's do the math. You see why this lady was crying after working 3 jobs in the US. No rest. I know of a woman that, she was diagnosed of cancer because she was working non-stop, almost 24 hours. This woman was working back to back, Monday to Sunday. And it's not that her full-time job could not take care of her. She was a full nurse, BSN nurse. But no, they have the likes of Obinna building properties for them, or the likes of Obinna that will be giving money that are never satisfied. And those who will never ask you, or even if they see somebody coming from Nigeria, coming to your state, they will never tie crayfish in the bag, say, give to my sister. They will never. All they want is be sending, be giving us, give us, give us. They will never give anything to you because they feel you have it all figured out. Hey, Feji family, welcome to the last night. I just mentioned your name a few minutes ago. Welcome. I do appreciate your presence. Me waste loss. Oh, thank you so much. Me have learned to, you see, people here are sharing their experiences. You can understand once you live overseas, you will definitely have 1 or 2 things in this direction. If it hasn't happened to you directly, it has happened to a friend of yours or somebody in your community overseas, somebody you guys relate with. When you gather 5 Nigerians, it has happened to 2 or 3. The statistic is so high. And the thing is that they are not changing. The people back home, they don't want to change. They are not they are not concerned. They don't care about your well-being. They don't. Me weight loss that I keep sending and they keep taking advantage of, they will definitely take advantage of you. Nobody asks you, nobody care to know how many jobs do you even sleep at all? Have you taken a nap? This is Nita. No. Rather, sister, and my child, they drove her out of school because of school fees. Hey, then you now say, how can my cousin not go to school? You will now go and start book another shift so that you can work the money. And if you're giving the one in your bank account, you're already calculating the one you're going to get if you take extra shift to be able to pay for that tuition, so that your cousin will not be out of school, your sister, your brother's child. and nobody's asking you, how about your health? Ndị Igbo si na betano betano na ahụnama. Hey, sister, gimme. Who is he telling on your own body? A lady we know here, she was walking back to back. The next thing I don't even know if she's still alive, because the last time it was so bad that I'm not sure she's still alive. I will even ask my husband. I'm not sure she's still alive. If your family say this issue, I have a very sad similar ones like that, like this. I will come up shortly to share briefly. Okay. Thank you so much, Mami Fechi. Thank you. I'm telling you, most are dirty back home. Abu, you can say that again. They are never satisfied. They are never satisfied. This woman walked. Now, the last hours of before COVID, she had cancer. Before COVID. I have a Ifechi family here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mommy.
Thank you so much. I just finishing work and somebody will be coming to me shortly, but I thought I would need to come up and share something because this topic, but the thing is, before I even go there, my last son is called Obinna, and he's the best son you want to have. He is when I heard all these people commenting, don't have any Obinna in your life, I'm like, oh my God, please. That's my baby's name, and he will not hurt a fly. He will rather give you all that he has and go hungry.
You see, it's not his own kind of Obinna. It's that kind of Obinna that we saw on the internet yesterday.
When I saw people writing there, no, nobody should have an Obinna in their life. I'm like, please, I have to come up and rescue my own Obinna because he's a special one. I have to come and rescue my own. Is that among the ones you're all writing down there, please? I said I can't just keep quiet and let my Obinna's name be rubbish. But seriously.
No, it's not your own Obinna. There are still good Obinnas out there.
God, yes.
But that Obinna that did that to the sister yesterday, may that kind of human being not come across our lives in Jesus' name.
Amen. No, that's terrible for our sister. I mean, some of the ones I've heard is like relation, but not blood relation, and some of them I've heard about blood relation as well. Mm-hmm. And this has happened, and I don't even know what to say now about this because it's so hard breaking. And the thing is, the one that happened here in London, this man, oh God, he's passed away now as a result of this. The man did pass away because he needs somebody. You don't know the state of health of somebody, and something like this happened to them, and that will just take them to the other side. And that's exactly what happened to this man. He was walking here, and he was not very well himself, and he would love to go to Nigeria, he said, to settle eventually. So he was giving this money to other family members, not the same mom and dad, but cousins and so on. And this particular person was sending this money to all the time, and they're saying, oh, that work is going on. And they're so heartless. They kept bringing, go to maybe construction places and be giving him updates about other people's work, other people's home. And he thought that work is going on okay in his own compound, not knowing that all those that showing him are not, until he became a little bit suspicious and sent somebody travel from London here and said, please go to our village, and described everything. That's where my house is. This is the picture. This is how he's gone so far. Please go and just see it. He just want him to go and see how he's coming up to make sure that they're doing it up to his standard and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Hey, lo and behold, the person went there, bush. They haven't even cleared the place, never mind foundation. Wow. Nothing has been done. The heart of man is so wicked. How can anybody be that wicked? Honestly, some of the things that people do, I wonder, do they really have conscience? They'll go to bed and sleep. Mm-hmm. Do you know when this person was now confronted? Well, he's been abroad since 35 years. What have we got from him? Now he wants us to come and be building house. And the house that, how many times has he been back since he went there 35 years ago? Hey, hey, oh, this actually
No
finished this man.
conscience at all.
No conscience at all. This actually sent this man to his early grave. His illness became worse, and he just was lamenting about this particular issue until he passed away.
Ah,
And those people are still walking around. They're still walking around. Look, and I just wonder, what kind of people are these? You know, so this is just one that we know very well. The person, we know this person very well here in London, but similar things happen all the time.
all the time.
And yeah, people just have to learn their lesson and stop, trusting. But then, if you don't trust your own blood relation, your own blood sister or brother, who
Tell
else
me.
will you trust?
Thank you.
Who else will
Thank
you
you.
trust? You know,
Thank you.
so it's quite worrying. It's quite
It
worrying
is.
that
You,
this
you
thing
know, the lady
happens. Yeah.
that came from the US, she said after 40 years of being
Mm,
in the US, she
mm.
even borrowed money to make sure the property was completed and now
Yeah.
working 3 jobs to service the loan and was still taking care of the Obina
Mm,
and the family. When she got there,
mm,
she threw herself on the floor, on the sand. They were telling her,
mm,
auntie, auntie, no now, no auntie.
mm,
It is so
mm.
disturbing when you hear
So
this story.
sad. Yes, yes,
It's so
yes.
disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so disturbing when you
Yeah,
hear
okay.
this story.
Somebody else said that her first son is called Obinna. She didn't want to say anything until I said it. And I say, perfect gentleman. Oh, there are many good Obinnas. I know, So, but this
Definitely.
one has just given this lovely name. Obinna is such a lovely name. And this person
Yes.
has just given this name a bad name. But we're not going to fall for his rubbish, honestly. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's so unfortunate. I really pray that
Yeah,
people will at least read the Bible with some meaning to it.
yeah,
When I mean some meaning, because that thing, that verse in Jeremiah that say the heart of man is desperately wicked, it
yes.
has come to fulfillment several
Hey.
times in our life, history.
Oh,
But people still trust, people still believe it's not my family
mm.
member, not my
Hey.
own brother, not my own sister. And they keep milking
Mm.
you. One of my
Mm.
subscribers in the comment section, Abu, he has been sharing his own story that he built a
Mm.
home in Lekki, housed his siblings. He asked them to live in the boys' quarters so that he can rent the main house. The one
Mm.
that is a pastor said no, that I must live in the main house. They
Ah,
refuse to live in Buki. And boys' quarters in Lekki is going for 1.2 million naira. They
mm.
refuse to live there. They are what we call number one entitlement mentality.
Hey, that entitlement, eh? Oh my God. Oh dear.
Honestly.
They are just so entitled, some of them, that you just wonder. And there was one in particular, if not my, thank God that my own immediate family, my husband's immediate sisters and brothers, we are all, thank God, we are all okay. The people
Mm-hmm.
we are talking about are these other people that call themselves cousins and things and leeches in the name of cousins and relatives.
Mm-hmm.
One particular one that we have always, myself and hubby, we've always helped every single time. And we noticed the entitlement and mentality there. So we decided that year, that Christmas, we're not going to do anything. Let's see. Do you
Mm-hmm.
know, he became so angry. Oh, let me say it in Igbo. Unu gbaziri m nkịtị. Unu gbaziri m nkịtị this Christmas. Ah,
You
ah,
see?
ah, ah. This is
You
something
see?
we have been doing like on a regular basis. Not only Christmas, other times they have children. We also send money to. It now became, that's one thing we have done. We have done, we just decided not to and see his reaction. And that is what we got. And that was a big thing for him. He stopped talking to us. He's like, and I'm like, stop talking to me, who has lost. But these are people that you think sometimes, and that's how some people get into trouble as well. Because now that we stop, if he's a wicked person, he can plan anything, but God
Oh,
sees our,
definitely.
yes, God sees our heart. So when
Uh-huh.
we do these things for people, we soak ourselves in the blood of Jesus. That
Yes.
anybody who's our good, who will use our good to turn it to evil, it will boomerang. And it's been
Amen.
boomerang. Some of them will just pass away. We hear somebody passed away, wonder what is wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
That is the kind of prayer we have to be. They should not stop us from doing good. However, we have to always pray that anybody, because sometimes when you do good to them and you stop, they now go and start looking for something to do to you. It will
Yes.
boomerang. It will
Yes.
return back to them. Because God
Amen.
sees the heart. Yes, God sees the heart. We cannot continue feeding this kind of rubbish.
Ungrateful people.
Very ungrateful.
Ungrateful. As they don't even ask you, how many times have those people called you on the phone to say, hey, Biko, how was your sleep last night? I hope you guys woke up well. No.
Exactly.
Because they are conscious. They don't want to use their credits to call you for that. The
No.
credit is just to tell you, hey, auntie, sister, that's all.
In fact,
there was a time they were flashing. Instead of to call you, they want to ask you for something. They will use their money to call you. They will flash you so that you will call them.
Oh, there's another one. We sent money for his son's school fees, and he was calling for his own this thing. And the first question I asked him was, did you receive the money we sent for your son's school fees? Oh, that one, yes. That money
Just like that.
Just like that. Just like that. Eh? What did they think we are doing here?
No, there is money everywhere. You know, my place is full of snow. Now, dollars.
Hey.
It's money.
Hey, Cosfem, sorry. I saw your greeting. Welcome.
Welcome.
I have so many instances that sometimes when I think of it, do I stop doing good to people? But it's my nature and my husband's nature. We cannot stop. Yes. But we are praying, we are soaking ourselves in the blood of Jesus that anybody who are good, who will turn it to anything, it will boomerang. And it does boomerang because God is not asleep. He sees everything. But my dear, this thing is too much. Let me
it's too
much.
Mommy, good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ma. Host, good evening.
Welcome.
Yes. I just saw the topic. I've gotten notification before. I said, let me just breeze in. I am not around. Mommy, I told you now. I did a little movement, so I'm just trying to catch. I would have done my life today, but I don't think I can do that. So, but when I saw the topic, it really coincident. English will not kill me. It really came together with what I was trying to talk about. You understand?
Okay.
When I saw that video yesterday, I think it was yesterday I saw it.
It was yesterday.
It's painful. You get the story. But those in Africa need to know that yes, where we are, it's not that we have it too much. I think we suffer more than they do. If for example, I as a young guy who is not yet married, has no kids, I pay up to 400 euro just for rent. Just for rent. I've not eaten. Families have not eaten. The relations have not taken anything. And yet I still squeeze out time to save for over many years in the Western world. And my family member will do that to me. Anyway, I believe because she is a woman. I believe let me use that word. No, I'm just imagining the kind of family that I've had issues of this with women. I've not seen with men. But the truth is that our family needs to know that yes, we are not playing here. We even try to keep our family name, family respect, family doctrine, not to commit a crime because we are looking for sharp money and not to go to prison. That is one of the. I remember when I was leaving Africa for the very first time to Europe, my mother told me, my son, how are you going? Although I lied to her then, I was using flight. She didn't know I was coming to Europe by land. My mom didn't know until I got to Libya. Because if I told her, she would have said, I will naked and curse, don't go anywhere, that kind of a thing. But when I got to Europe, she told me one thing before I left. He said, my son, I want to eat the money I can eat with my two eyes open. Any day I want to do something that will derail me from that calling, I remember her. She's hypertensive. Anything happen, I make him a mouth, all those kind of things.
Yes.
And then the thing comes to me, and I try to avoid anything that will take me to court or police case. And now, after all this suffering, a brother, a sister will now use my sweat. No. Families should please calm down.
I really pray.
Family should please calm down. Family should please, friends, relations, please, you guys should calm down with us. We are not packing this money. I do 5 hours, 10 euros, sometimes 12 euros for 5 hours. Do you think on normal ground in Nigeria you can do such job?
No.
At the end, I now gather, you could hear when the lady was saying that she had to do extra work, extra service, and then the brother now add such a structure after many years of sending money. And you ask that kind of person to cool down. Please don't take it to God. He's your brother. Like, no, forget it. We are going to go there. We are going there already.
The mother that will champion that cause. The mother will cry and cry. There is no way they are going to court. I tell you.
Sincerely, as in, I was going to an appointment yesterday when I saw that video. At a point, I stood in one place and I did like this for like 5 minutes. I was dumbfounded, as in I was flabbergasted. Oh, English will not kill me. I was scattered. It's not me. It did not happen to me. But I felt the person it happened to lives in the Western world. It affected me partially or indirectly.
Yes.
I was like, how can such person be treated in that manner? What about, for example, it's me? Can somebody work 3 jobs, send you money? You have the mind to do that to her.
She said she borrowed money from the bank.
Not even your cousin, your own blood sister.
That is it.
Some person should be thinking as human beings, though. What should be done? Please, if you are in Africa and you are listening to me now.
Let me tell you the one that happened to someone very close to me. He had properties in Nigeria, you understand, in Choice City in Nigeria. Then the next thing, they sold his property because a brother was owing somebody debt. They did not tell him when they sold his land. Right now, the price of that land is 120 million. They sold his land without insurance.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Land it's true. 120 million.
The land, I know of a friend who bought a land at 500,000 about 4 years ago in a choice location in Benin. The land now is almost 40 million. As at now. Yes. So if and that particular one, it was the sister that sold it to, not even a boy now, a man. It was the senior sister that sold that land for 1.2 million as at 2 years ago. But the land now is about 40 million now.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. Please, if you must build, I'm not saying you should not build. Please, host, don't be angry. I have to be open here. Mommy, I hope you're not going to be angry with me. I'm not saying you should not build. Please, if you are building, make sure you have the person you can trust, and make sure you have papers to go and verify what you are doing in Africa.
Yes.
If you know you don't have papers to go and verify what is going on there, please don't bother. Be saving. I am an Igbo man. No, don't look at me. I'm an Igbo man. I'm telling you, as an Igbo man, people that said Igbo must build. I don't know who gave them that philosophy.
I don't know
that
who
is written that
building for cats and rats.
When you now finish building, family member will not start shooting you pin. They will not be bringing out pin from your head, your stomach. You think it's easy? No, you don't know. So pray not to come from a family that will want to pull you down. It's a more, like a friend told me, Ima, you have been in Europe for almost 7 years. And I said, so you are counting with me. You don't have a house. You don't have a land. And I laughed and said, okay. And I laughed and said, oh, you are the monitoring spirit. So if I buy a land or have a house, I should come and tell you. I said, just be there. You see that house you want me to build? I cannot be sleeping in the street in Western world and be building a house. I will not stay in Africa. I cannot do it.
What nonsense?
Look at this story. Let me share a story with us. When I was in camp some years ago, in immigration camp, I had this friend of ours who had a white woman. God blessed him with a white woman who took care of him. The lady used to give him 400 euros every month. He does not pay for rent because he was still in camp. Unfortunately for him, he did something and he was asked to leave the camp. On leaving the camp, he's supposed to go and look for a room that will be paying like 120 or maybe 100 euro to sleep, maybe in the parlor. But he was sleeping with us in the camp. But you know what he was doing? When the white man gives him 400, he sends 300 euros home for his building at home. He has no document. And I told him, I said, how can you be sleeping in camp with us You are building your house in Africa. Who will stay in that house? He now said he's building it. Let me not call it strike. And he said it's normal for him to build. When he has documents, he will not go. And I told him, please go and rent a house. This is a camp. You are the one that comes to stay with us. You are the one that he eat like glutton. But he takes his own money and forward home to build his house. At the end, there was a time I got it up to here. I told him, if you cannot go and take a room or take a space and be paying, you will leave this camp. He thought I was joking. I went to report to the camp. He's not in this camp. We have been feeding him. Please let him go. That was when he now said, oh, Ima, you are correct. Oh, I'm building a house. So let me go and take a room. Now he's paying. We saw a room for him at 80 euros a month. He refused and said, no, it was too expensive. You are giving 400 euro. I'm telling you the truth. You are giving 400 euro. You saw a space at 80 euro a month. You are saying it's too much. And I said, are you okay? Is it because we are keeping quiet? At a point, since I was the senior person in that place, I asked him to leave. And finally, he saw a place, but he was not paying 120 euro. What am I saying? Nobody is a fool. Nobody has it all. We are all managing here. If I tell you my own story here, as I am now, you will be. I have bad hair. Who knows why my bad hair is not growing? It can be thick. It can be family. It can be joke. I'm being open to you.
Don't give me laughter, please.
I'm just. Mommy, you are aware. Mommy, you are aware now. I could remember. I could remember the day you observed me and said, my son, what's wrong with you? Your face looks somehow. I told you nothing. You had to force me to tell you when I told you my parents were hospitalized. You were the one of the person I told. Yeah. Because you observed that yes, Ima Koshlep, your son, was going down. You told me, son, your face is not bright. I know you. What's going on? Do you know what we carry in our heads? Not even as daughters this time, as son. So if you think we are packing this money, please have a rethink. We are suffering here. I am telling you the truth. The highest job in my city that a person who is an African, let me not call Nigerian, an African is doing that pays well is to drive trailer. They call it camion. That's one of the biggest job for black that a black man can do here that I am. I've not seen a black man in the government. I've not seen a black man in the bank. I've not seen a black man anywhere that has to do with so. Because why? They have seen us as we are. But we cannot kill ourselves because they have put us down. So please, our family and friends in Nigeria, we are not playing. Like I opened my heart and gave somebody 10,000, and the person is telling me what would 10,000 buy for him now in Nigeria.
I remember the day
I am not your brother.
Hi.
I am not your brother. I am not your sister. We only met while we were doing NYC in Sokoto. You are a Muslim. I am a Christian. I am not a Muslim. I am telling you, I gave you from my heart as a Muslim brother who I met in NYC. You are telling me what would 10,000 buy for you? Do you know what it is? Do you know how I get that money? Do you know what I work? Do you know bills I pay in a month? As young as I am, I pay up to about 5 something a month. Bills, rent to dustbin bill, television bill, internet. Do you know how it is? So somebody will not come and gather.
What I'm gonna do, I'm going to just crop this your portion. I'm gonna make it a short video. You know why? When we talk about this thing, people don't understand it. So it's a good thing they hear from the horse's mouth of those living overseas. If I tell you guys that my bill for December for electricity, just
don't go about bill.
No, let's talk about it.
Don't go there.
It's mind blowing. Yeah,
it's mind blowing. I live in a cold state.
It's gone up so much.
I live in a cold state. I have 2 floors in my house, and it's all heated up from up to down. I have 2 children, so I can't even say let's just heat our room so that we can sneak into the kitchen and cook. No, you have to heat the whole house.
Yeah.
Then 1 month bill is over $580. 1 month.
Can you imagine?
1 month.
Can you imagine?
1 month. I told my husband, no. There must be something wrong. Why didn't it happen in December? Why was it? In January. Why was it just in December? We went through the bill, back and forth. We went back to our house to check if we have any leaking thing. Maybe there is a place we left the fire heater on. It was reading at the time. I told my husband, we did not use the fire heater this year. We did not use our fireplace.
No, it's something
It was
else.
the person that came to work on our what is it called? Our heater before the winter. After working on the heater, I don't know what he touched. The fireplace, the light that brings fire, stopped working. By the time we called him, he said he was in Bahamas, so he couldn't come back for us to fix it. We now said, okay, since the central heater is working, let's go with it. So that he has to ask what went wrong in that December. 1 month, $580. And if there is
that's somebody's salary.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So people don't understand. They don't understand. If you join heater, you join your water bill, the waste bill. People don't understand it at all. Somebody called me and started crying on the phone. By the time she finished crying, I said, have you even said hello to me? Do you know if I woke up in the hospital answering your call, it was from the hospital? Why
they don't care
like this?
They don't care. You are abroad. That's why I'm telling them, let them all come. Let them jackpot. Let them come. Those of them who are coming now, they are seeing pepper. Let them come, because when you tell them, you think we don't want them to come.
what we are going to preach is to preach like Mommy Fishy said. Let them come, because me, I'm tired. Me, as in me, I'm tired. I want to start my family. I want to start my family now. I've tried. I'm tired. I'm a human being. At least let me help my own self. I'm a person. I'm a human being. Because it seems as if
we are still alive. You need to be alive. You need to be well. Some people don't take vacations because of them sending money home. Some people can't even live a decent life. They are managing eating peanuts.
Do you know that?
And bread.
But do you know that the kind of family we come from also matters a lot?
Definitely.
Do you agree with that?
Of course.
There is something my father and my mother, I'm not saying it because they are my parents, I'm just saying it in general. If our parents can learn like that, I believe the family will grow well without problem. There's sometimes my mother would just call me, and say, I'm fine. He said, I just got to say hello. Do you know how that gives you joy to hear a mother calls the son without asking for anything? At the end, you intentionally will not say, Mommy, this one you don't ask for anything. She will tell you, no, I know you don't have. If you have, you will give to me. You not okay. Take this. I will send you some. I'll send you something to buy, to put in your pocket. My son, I know you have done it. No, I will send for you, no problem. These are things. That is the style they are using now. But it's good because it shows concern.
Yes.
But any number you see sometimes. Yes, now we have landed.
That's the style they're using now.
What?
So you would say that they got for you. They come to say, how are you?
Yes. They will not call to say you need money. They will call to say, I just call to hear from you. You yourself will know, you will not be smiling.
You already know why they are calling.
But at a point, I didn't know who gave them that advice. But I tell you, the person that gave them that advice really thought that, yes, this your son needed to be cared for in apprentice. And now they took it upon and said, my son, how are you? I'm not trying to blow my trumpet here, but there's a widow who I take as a mother too. Sometimes she will just come and say, my son, how are you doing today? I'll say, I'm fine. I have from your message. I'll say, I did not come, I did not tell you anything. So that I will just send her something. I will not even tell her I did. So that she will not call and tell me thank you. She will say, I saw your message. I said, Mom, I did not do it. I did not do anything. You said, I don't have somebody that do it for me. I don't know one I know can do it. Thank you, my son. Why? Because sometimes she calls me to say, my son, how are you faring? I hope you are. I remember when I did the operation. I told you I did the operation. I don't know if I told you. I told mommy is aware too. I did the operation in that thing. I did a video. When she did not hear from me for 1 month. She called and said that, my son, this is unlike you. Not my biological mother. A mother that knows that, yes, this son is trying. She, my son, what's going on? I've not heard from you. These are things that we want to hear. Even if we don't have, you having us in mind shows that, yes, you have us. But some parents, anytime you see their call, it's money. Do you know that we are paid?
Right. I can even understand your parents' own. But the one I don't understand is sister-in-law, brother-in-law, cousin-in-law, relative, distant relatives. Everybody.
That one is That one is up. They see it as their right to. Don't go. These people. La la.
See what Entertainment Daily says. She said, "How about those you ask how they are doing?" And they reply, "In a hunger they kill us." That one I hear it every time.
Yes, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say. Their intention is naturally is to ask you for money, but they don't want to tell you openly. They call to tell you, how are you doing? I just called to check up on you. You now, based on what I said, that's a new pattern now. You now, who knows what they are planning? You now ask them, have you eaten today? She will not tell you, it's yesterday we ate. Today I have not seen money to cook. If you hear all their comments, it's pointing to that fact, but they will not tell you they need money. That is the pattern that they are using now, and it's working for everybody. But all I'm saying is that parents, brothers, and sisters should please take it easy with us. As in, we are suffering here. We are suffering here. And if you don't pay bills,
thank you for joining us today. Thank you.
If you don't pay bills, you sleep outside.
Yes.
And is that what you want for us? Your family, your son, your daughter, to sleep
I'm
outside.
sorry. No, I'll pay you tomorrow or next week or next month.
Like I said, yes. No. Like I said, there's this relation I have. He wanted to do his marriage. He told me, my brother, I'm not trying to give us a summary. Please, I'm not blowing my trumpet. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm trying to tell you family.
Yeah.
He said, I want to do marriage. Please, I need your help. I said, why? You're my brother. I will support you. I supported him. The wife was pregnant. The wife gave birth with operation. I supported him. It's not up to 1 year the wife gave birth with operation. The wife is pregnant again for number 2.
Oh,
and based, yes,
I have a lot of them like that.
Based on what he told me happened to the wife. I said, I'm coming. Just 1 minute. Based on what he told me about the wife need at least 2 years to heal because he said the womb had hole. I'm a science implant graduate. I know what that means. Your wife just gave birth after being operated on. She never even healed. She's pregnant for number 2. And I told him, my God, is that you give your woman, you get a woman pregnant? I thought you said she's not sound. How can you give her pregnancy? She's just 1 year. Your son is just barely 1 year. Because why? He feels that yes, family members will support. Sorry to say, I disappointed him because I didn't have at that time. Sorry to say. So that's how it is. So family members. Family members, please.
Honestly, I don't know if it's the way you're putting it. You're killing me with laughter here. And this is a very serious thing. All right. Welcome, our sister. Let's hear from you. What do you have to tell us today in the topic we are discussing?
About helping people back home.
Oh, yeah. There was a lady in the US. She's been in the US for 40 years, sent money for the brother to build for her. She got to Nigeria and then yesterday realized that the brother had squandered his money and left her with an empty structure. So what do you have to say?
What I have to say is simple and very short. If you want to build back home, do not, I repeat, do not send anyone back home. Trust or no trust. When you have your papers and you have time, if it's foundation, you can go home and do within the space of, I don't know how many weeks or let's say 4 weeks, pay the people that will do your foundation. Pay for everything yourself because they will not do it. Some may do it, but be prepared to give, extra money. Oh yeah, I know, say you go chop. Make sure you do. As you are giving, take your own, go chop. As you are doing, take your own, go chop. Or else they will not do it.
Absolutely.
They will not do it. My house is number 1B Sunflower in Emerald Estate. My own pastor brother is telling me I want to live in the whole house. Let the rest go back to the back. I'm telling you, till today, where is the machine? They even bought what they call these things. They said they want to print on. They can print on T-shirt or mugs, but people are doing party. 2.3 million naira monogram machine. Where is it today? They just squandered almost 6 point something million naira till today.
Wow.
They 400,000 2 times to go and do you want to go to Lagoon now. They even collected from my sister in Rhode Island. She's doing 16 hours. This care job, 16 hours. And I never look at that picture because I don't talk to her. Even me say, no, I have to send you something because you are the one that showed us the way. I said, no, I don't want. Keep taking care of your children in America because it's not easy for a single mother.
Yes.
In America. But I thank God today, the 2 children are doing well.
Praise
The boy is a bit of a challenge, but I still thank God for his life because he's not on drugs, he's not doing bad things, but things happen sometimes, but he's level-headed.
That is
These people
good
back
news.
home, they will finish you unless you have money. I mean, unless you are ready to go home. Don't give them your money.
You see, everybody is saying the same thing. In one word, everybody has expressed. I want to believe you're Paris, right?
Can you see me?
Are you Paris?
Yes, I am Paris. I have to put the name Ika so that you can know the person you're talking to.
Okay. Thank you. I have you today. She's also the one that has Obina as a son.
Yeah, I have Obina. Yeah. My camera is gone. No, I can't see this thing again. So Obina is a very good boy.
Hey, my Obina
even my Obina
is the best Obina in the world. You have good Obinas.
My Obina is too much. It's love. Love, nothing but love.
Yes.
And then respect is very, very important.
Yes.
You see,
the Obina I have.
Let me tell you, everybody you have here is your husband. Bemifechi is Anambra, Cost Rep is Anambra, I'm Anambra, so you be our wife.
Yes.
Okay. She married Igbo. She married Igbo.
Yes, yes, from Idemili. Obosi.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I am from Iyala. We are close.
We know the family anyway. The son, Chimeze Ikazo, may so rest in peace. Oboli. Goodbye.
I know that name.
I know the
small world.
Thank you.
Very small world.
Small world.
Honestly, so you can see everybody has a story to tell in this thing. And
so until you are ready, do not.
A lot.
Yeah.
Don't.
I know a few family members here, what they did when they wanted to build, they went home and spent 6 weeks in Nigeria to make sure they completed foundation and then left. Then the next time they were able to gather money, they went back again. I know of someone that had been sending money for over 6 years. That property was never done until he said he was done sending. And then what he did was to go home and spend 2 whole months in Nigeria. And by the time he spent that 2 months, you won't be making money here because you're not present. But because you can't trust them to continue to defraud you, you have to go there to make sure you build. And that was what he did. It like three trips. And then the house was somewhere, he now left, knowing that no matter what, at this point, they can't tell him, I'm still on foundation level. He can't send somebody that is still on foundation level. It's unfortunate what we are seeing. It's unfortunate what happened to that lady after spending 40 years in the US, working 3 jobs and borrowing money from the bank, and her own brother, not even cousin, not relative, her own brother. May that kind of bad Obina not happen to any of us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
The Obina I know, my cousin, he said he's co-edit, but my family friend Obina is a demon in disguise.
This is what I'm saying, that people are different.
Yes,
so very true.
So different. Yeah,
very true.
Definitely.
Anyway, and also thank you for bringing this out. I was supposed to come up today, but like I told mommy, I am out. I'll try and see if I can do my live stream tomorrow. But let me give this final word before I go. Family members, please hear this and hear this clearly.
Calm down.
Please relax and hear it clearly. I want to beg you now in various languages. Please listen. Lao, Yankuri, per favor, please. I'm begging you now in up to 5 languages. God bless you. Yoruba have entered. It's 6 now. Please, we are not packing this money here. We are suffering.
They think we are picking the money.
The one they said money grows on trees. It is fiction. It's on story. Only storybook. Yasta is in storybook, not true life. Oh.
Yes.
It's not true. We don't pack money here. You have to work. Have you worked €2 per hour? 60 minutes, €2. 60 minutes, €3. Have you done such job anywhere? Convert it and see how much that is for how many minutes. Please. We are begging family members. Don't make us turn our backs on everybody. Like the person I gave 10,000, who opened his mouth and told me that what will 10,000 buy for him is not my family member. He's from the Yoruba aspect. I am an Igbo boy. We only met in NYC, and I said, find me something, they buy something, and I gave him 10,000 naira, and he said no, it's too small. That is my 8 hours, 9 hours job. I give only you, and you are telling me it's too small.
Not even about tribe now.
I know. No, I understand. All I'm saying is that they feel too. Which English will I use? They feel it's their right. That's what I'm saying. Yes. So I don't know this. I only met him in NYC, and he told me and my brother, beg anything. I just want to buy food, and I gave him 10,000 from my heart. Just barely 24 hours he asked of me. I wasn't wrong, or was I? Only for him to tell me, thank you. But what would 10,000 buy for me in Nigeria now? Now my concern. Now my fault. Not my fault. So please, let's not get it twisted. We are begging you in Nigeria, in Africa. Please consider us also as human beings. We don't pack this money. Most of us here are salary earners. That salary comes every month. Not you asking us every day. These bills we're talking about, this money they pay us come every month, not every day. I have said my own. No, I've told you my own. You guys should please calm down for us. Calm down for Jesus, so that we can be doing it step small. Don't come and add your own to our own. Because we do it, we'll add our own to your own, and we'll minus you. Once we minus you, it is finished. You understand me? Once we cut you,
but we can't minus them. We just leave them and love them from afar.
Paris said we can love them from afar, and I really like that a lot.
It's the same thing now.
Them from afar.
You love them from afar. You love them with passion. You give them.
Family meeting brings all of them together. You meet each other.
Yeah, we need each other. We cannot, be.
I really appreciate your contribution, Cost Rep. Thank you so much for squeezing out your time. I can't even pay for your time, honestly. I'm grateful for all of you for coming here. In the US, minimum pay in the US in most places will start from $15. So if you spend 30 minutes for me, that means I owe you $7 or $6.50. You understand? And that is minimum. Or maybe you'll be charging me $80 an hour. I don't feel pay you, but I can only tell you thank you for being here.
No wala.
Yeah, they collect 50K Nigerian money. To talk. Or to have my number. No, it's not a joke. Seriously. I mean, like, if I screenshot some things, if I have your number, like look at it. You want please give me a number. For her to get a number, she said it's 50,000 naira. So you go come out now. You need 50K. Can you pay 50K to get my number? So, but the thing is, we just have to love this from afar. It is not selfishness. It is self-full. It is not selfishness, so it's self-full. Love yourself first. Nobody come and give me hypertension. I have children.
Give me IBP. I mean, I'm not even married yet. I don't even have even one kid. I will not come and be having family problem that will make me not think like what is going on.
Let me just have one word before I go down and cool. Oyoyo, you said that your minimum wage over there is $15. Well, that's even high. Here is £9.60. £9.60 per hour.
£9.50. UK, yes, £9.50.
Good job is £9.50.
Yes, in UK, yes, that's the minimum wage here. So that's why you see people going from one job, because they don't have the proper paper, they will do minimal jobs and they will go from one to the other, from one to the other, and they'll be sending money home, and they won't want to tell people at home what they do because they're embarrassed. So people think that they're doing well because they see them sending money and maybe building houses or doing whatever they want to do. They go to Nigeria, and they'll be flashing dollars. but they have not slept in abroad. They don't rest, and they won't tell people. They're so ashamed to tell them what they do. So that's why they keep demanding, and they keep feeding their bad habits, and they keep walking around the clock. Some of them pass away in the train. They will be in the train. You think they're sleeping. They've gone because they have not rested. Their bodies are not machines.
Exactly.
You know, so a lot of things are happening. And so we just have to, it's tough love.
Yes, love.
Tough love. There's no point, continue to feed this kind of
That's love.
habit because it's not helping anybody.
Oh.
No matter what you do for them, they're not going to be pleased. They want you to just continue. Look at what he said. I know
bless
about
you.
somebody. Yes, somebody who had 2 children. At the time she had two children. They were begging for money to pay the school fees for the children and were helping. The next thing I heard that he had become pregnant again and had another one, and 6 months later another one. I switched off. And sorry, my auntie, same mistake. We didn't plan it. Really?
Mistake planning. I have only 2, a boy and a girl. Ha!
Yes. How can you be having children? Because people, somebody even told me that, that her neighbors are laughing at her, saying that only 2 pikin you go born. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now only 2 pikin you go born. And that, no. What kind of people are they? Yeah. God help us.
It's only
really.
God,
God
Amen.
help us. It's just,
Amen.
Okay, my
dear.
Eh?
Thank you for adding so much meaning to the conversation today, Mami Fechi. I really appreciate you. It's good for us to share the real stories, you understand? Because most people, and sometimes I really don't blame those people in Nigeria that much, because it's the impression people from here bring them back home that make them think, it's so easy to make money. Most of those people they see throwing up those money, throwing them in the air, they are into credit card fraud. They are into one.
Thank you.
It's not their heart and
Thank you.
Exactly. This year, if you go to Google now and type how many Nigerians that have been busted by FBI for money fraud, just type, the list is this long. You understand? So they go back.
Different kind of fraud. Online.
Medical fraud. They go into medical fraud. The government is your client. You have a home care. Government is your client. Instead of you to build the government, what you're using to take care of the patients you have in your care, you're building the government for flying first class plane ticket to go to Nigeria. What has your state government got to do with your trip to Nigeria? Nothing. So when FBI removes them, you see them looking for a way of. A lot of them are in jail because of this. So most times, if you see those people working hard for their money and they are not throwing dollars away, they call them those stingy people. They don't want to give.
Yes, exactly.
If you want to jackpa. So that when you come, you realize to have electricity, you have to pay the bills. To have water running, you have to pay the bills. Life is not that greener on the other side.
No.
And if you're being given resources from anybody overseas, manage that resources well.
Yeah.
You don't because those money they are sending, they are not loan. It's free money. You don't pay back. Talk more of paying with interest. So I'm so happy you came up to share the real story, real experience of what happened to people. And in one word or the other, we know a lot of people that have gone through what that American returnee saw when she got to It's so devastating for the young lady.
She'll be okay after some time. Amen. She'll be all right.
She'll be fine.
Okay, then. Bye, everyone. I need to go down now.
Thank you so
bye.
much.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't even know how to get up to my phone. Don't hook. The screen is gone. I can't touch. I can't do anything. It's not moving.
Let me see if I can take
I don't want to click off.
Okay. Did I take you out? Yeah, she's no longer showing on my screen, but she's still here. Oh.
The screen is not even moving. Maybe I will lose the whole show. The screen, It's
Yeah,
gone.
maybe you need to
I don't know.
log out and then log back in if you still want to continue the conversation in the
I can't
comment.
even log out. The screen is frozen. That's
Power the phone down. Power it down.
and then I will lose your before you come on this thing. I hate this phone.
Yeah,
What's that
that's
turning it on?
can get out since it's already frozen, so you have to power it down. Treasures D,
Ah,
thank you for coming
all
in
right.
today. Thank you.
Thank
Linda
you so
Nene,
much.
good conversation. Honestly, I really appreciate all my beautiful guests today. They brought so much flavor today, so much flair, and then diverse opinion, and all of them talking about the same thing. Host, you can disconnect her. Okay, let me. If I take her off, I'm still having her at the bottom. So if you can hear me, you might need to power down your phone so you can exit the live stream completely.
Hello, host. Hi, everyone. Good
Welcome, beautiful.
evening.
Welcome.
Yeah, I've been at the background listening, and I've been enjoying everything. And I love the fact that almost everyone that has spoken here are based in abroad and they have spoken from experience, right?
Yeah.
I never wanted to come up, but Mommy Fetch's end speech just triggered me to come up. Okay, and in as much as I concur with everyone's advice, yes, like my husband, he said he is not giving anybody his hard earned money. You know what his body they hear, with all these stories flying around that he's going to do 1 year, one block. Each year he takes his vacation, that 1 month or 2 months, he goes there. Whatever he has saved, he will stay there, stay in the site, and make sure he invests whatever he have, and then he will come back.
You
And
see?
I think that is a good this thing. Even if they are going to steal from the sites or those people that the engineers and all that, is not going to be as much as when you are outside.
There. Yeah.
Yes, so it's a good idea. And then what really made me to come up here is that there is something Mommy Fechi said. He said that the notion, the opinion, like the way our people think about this whole thing, they got to stop thinking that way. Now, this is I did this video one time, I think a year now in my other channel, Unique, with Vera, and we did it abroad and home, expectations and reality, and we are talking about all these things you get. The
Mhm.
expectation that home people holds on abroad people is too much. And then there is one factor that I actually talked about that time. I said, you see, these our Nigerian movies, they need to start redefining what abroad is. Because most people, if you watch the internet now or even things that happen, there are most things that we see in Nigerian movies. And many homes now watch Nigerian movies, and you will now see this is what is actually bringing pressure to people. You will hear somebody in Nigeria will say, make I go abroad, I don't blow. Go be like say they pack money for road. You understand?
Mhm.
Then you now see somebody that comes to abroad. 7 years, you are still even looking for papers, you are still even looking for work, you know. And you now see somebody, because you already have notion that Nigerian movie will come up and they'll tell you 2 years later and the person has come back and is throwing money upside or up and down.
Yeah.
In reality, if not, maybe you get a job even from Nigeria coming to abroad. Well, in 2 years, you just find your way, come to abroad. In 2 years, you've not even found your ground, you've not even gotten papers. So I feel that this Nigerian movie, they should start painting this thing real. Have we seen any Nigerian movie where they show us Nigerians that are sleeping on the streets? Have they shown us people that are sleeping under the snow in camps where there is no heater? Have they shown us destitute in Libya Road? No. If they are showing these things, you know that there are some parents that will cry and vow that their children will never go to this abroad, you know. So there was a picture I saw, I think on Facebook, and the caption was, what people will never show you about abroad,
Yeah.
showing destitute sleeping on the streets, showing people begging. You see young men, they will be at the streets begging. Okay, for an example is my husband. My husband begged in here before he got job. He was without job for 7 years. And some people were already telling him, oh, your mates are already bringing cars. Your mates, when somebody is still even looking for papers, can you work in abroad without a document? You
Never.
understand? So that is number one reason I said Nigerian movie have to start, because I've not seen any Nigerian movie that portray abroad as it's supposed to be. I've not seen. So these are also the things that made people to start thinking the way they think. Before you know it, somebody will be in Nigeria, they will be suffering. Before you know it, they'll say, "I we just wait, make I go abroad." You know, I could remember a few, I think a few times I was speaking with my mother. My mother would be telling me some guys that just travel. My mother would be like, "Oh, this person travel, Obago and Enugu. This person travel, Obago 10. Only 10 plots, 2 plots here. Put in fact, Anna Rosia Dekin, Anna Bazia fence." And I'll not be looking, me, Damina, bro, what have I even done? I will not be acting. Sometimes I'll tell my mother, I say, do you know what those people does? Do
Thank
you
you.
understand? And they are guys. Do you know what they do? Somebody told my husband when he was coming to abroad, hindi begin kwasoro ha mewe. But you don't know that somebody can go and do hindi and he will never come out of it.
Out of it.
You know. So, and there are so many people that have joined that statement, "Ihende begine megi me," and
Mhm.
they had talking go there, you know,
Yes.
they are gone.
Mhm.
So it's better that you, my husband will say that it's better if your son is going out or travel, tell them to keep their hands straight.
Mhm.
Jiri nwayọ nwayọ, little, they will get there. You understand?
Absolutely.
There are people that took other ways to make this money that came with my husband in this place, but some of them has gone. Some of them already in the prison, you know. But see him still gathering little by little. You understand?
Mhm.
So
What
Nigerian
what
people,
you said, host? Let me add to this. When my husband came here, they came as a student from secondary school. So where they were studying, they were. He went back home and then came back, and then when they finished, guess what the village people were saying? That it's only you people that will come back from America. You will not bring money. That family, that their son came and they were throwing dollars from their fathers
mm-hmm,
upstairs. People were catching
mm-hmm,
on the floor.
mm-hmm,
So my husband laughed. He didn't even, he's a man of few words. He laughed and then left. Guess what? When they came back to the US, right?
mm-hmm.
Few months down the line, those boys were arrested.
You
They
see,
were caught on credit card fraud. They
you
had to
see,
do time in the US prison. I don't know if it was 7 years they gave them or 8 years.
you
By
see,
the time they finish from prison, they put them straight to a plane going to Nigeria. They
you
can
see.
never come to the US again.
You see?
All of them.
Meanwhile, your husband have not been throwing the money. He's still in the
Yeah.
US, making his money gradual.
Mhm.
So that is why I said Nigerian movie plays a bad role in interpretation of this abroad sense you get. And I wish they can start making it right. You understand? If people tell you what they are going through in Dubai, what they are doing, dirty things they are doing to get money in Dubai, yes, nobody will even be expecting. You understand? So that is just what I want to add to what every other person have said. You know, so one of the things that add to their mentality is what they watch in movies. Is it like this that you are suffering, toiling, getting €1 like cost rep? You go and throw money in Nigeria. Come back, your house rent is waiting for you. Before
Thank
you even go, you have already paid your house rent. You have even kept money for the next month that you didn't stay in the house, so you
you.
didn't
Mhm.
stay in the room. Nobody goes, and even if you travel, the bills are waiting for you. Come back and pay it. At
Exactly.
least in abroad, you don't even say Oga, you don't even know your landlord.
Mhm. You
Oga
don't.
landlord, abeg next month for waiting now. Who know you? You know,
Honestly, who know you? Who you want beg?
who
Now the
you want
agent
there?
or the manager you want beg.
Mm-hmm.
I really pray our people will start at least being considerate. How can your sister send you money? You squander the money and left the woman with heartache. How can your brother send you money? You squander, you even want to see him at all because you find out what you did. And the next thing you
Yes,
start
host.
planning on
All of those things boil down that they think that the money is harvested in abroad. Obu na ha na-eche. Do you even know that somehow, abroad is even harder to make money than home. Home
Yes.
sometimes, I could remember when I was working, sometimes on Fridays, 12 o'clock, when you're hour, hey, we are going to mosque, we are going to mosque, everybody. Department, the whole department will be empty. Everybody don't go. From mosque, this thing have closed. Sometimes you wake up, you don't feel like going to work. Maybe you're having stomach running, you just call. I can't make it, and somebody will cover you, you know. And at the end of the month, they
You
will pay
get
you
your
your
full pay.
full salary. Nobody even
Yeah.
knows whether you came to work 3 times in a day, whether you make, you know, at least you are in abroad, you know. But abroad is pay as you go. Come in any minute, if you just go to work and body they do you somehow, you go clock out 5 hours. Your 5 hours is what is
It's
waiting
gone.
for you.
Mhm.
Yes, it's 3 hours you did, you are getting for somehow it's even easier to make money in Nigeria. But no, our Nigerian mentality that Anna Otegonana, like there's too much money in abroad, will not allow them. They didn't know that the only advantage is that it's just when you exchange rates, that is just it.
Yes, that's the only
Exchange
advantage.
rate, that is just it,
Yeah.
you know. And I can
And then
imagine
the
how
fact that
people
you
will
have
suffer.
all the infrastructures working, if you're not feeling well, you can go to hospital, you have doctors to attend to you and all of
Mm,
that. Those are
mhm.
just the advantages. But
Yes,
you know,
but you are
so
paying for everything. You are paying for it,
yeah, you
you
know
know.
what you said about Nollywood movies. Okay, Nollywood apart. Let me even say Nollywood apart. Us people that are overseas should start being authentic. Their authentic self. Be real. Tell your
Exactly.
people back home that that money you're sending, that you're getting it from 2 or 3 jobs, that you haven't slept 8 hours in a day for the past 10, 15 years. Be honest. Let
Mm,
them know that life is not that easy overseas. Whatever
exactly.
you're enjoying here, you paid for it. There is
And
no
some of
free,
them, once they
free
just
anything.
see you went to park, you took pictures, wear your canvas that you are using to cover cold, oh, you know,
Mhm,
maybe they are wearing palms. You can't wear palms now when there is cold, especially in winter. You just wear
mhm,
your canvas, wear your pullover. Oh, this is in I
mhm.
posted a picture last time on Facebook last year. Somebody now say, you Pepe, oh, remember also, you know, na anyway. Yeah, auntie, forget that mature George.
See
I
what
say,
I got in touch with my secondary school friend through Facebook. For the first time since we left secondary school, we haven't actually met again. We left secondary school, I proceeded to university, I finished university, I did masters. After masters, I started working. From there I came to the US. So you can understand how many years gap. So the moment I saw this person on Facebook, she's seen my profile. I did America. Ned, you know what? What am I sending to her? Because I should send her money. That was the next thing she told me.
mm-hmm.
She didn't even ask me. Longest time. Good. I
You
was
see,
counting. Hey, Azo, can the longest time? It was to send money.
because they feel that you are picking this money, you are picking it, and then it's just that we are around the whole thing. First of all, the Nigerian Nollywood movies, they should begin to project this abroad the way it is. If they begin to project it seriously, there are people that will not, they will say, come on, Gabia, let me stay in my home. You know, there are some things that when you come and see, you will now say, seriously, when I came to this place, I said, is this the abroad? Seriously. For 1 year plus, I was battling in my spirit to settle in this place. I think I've told you, you know.
Yeah.
I said, is this the abroad? Because even my hometown, me, I'm even free there, mother. And code will now not allow you to even do anything. Remember when you come newly, code as if it's even now that it's getting better. One of my colleague got job in UK, and I was asking him, I said, I think our junior colleague, I said, how far? He said, my sister no go lie. The kind of na code one pursue me go back Nigeria. You, you understand? He said that his body system cannot this thing. I've seen some of my colleagues, my senior colleagues that went to UK, they turned down their job and went back to Nigeria.
You
You
see,
understand? Because the weather is not friendly to their
it's
own
not
system.
friendly.
You
It's not
know,
friendly.
apart from then, the condition and I've seen people that turned down their health job and left. You know, so in as much as Nigerian movie, if Nigerian movie do justice to this abroad mentality, yes. And the second thing is our people. anyhow, when I came and my mother was asking me, hey, came back abroad and say, Mama, you are too boom. Oh, my mother already know that I'm not good with code. Now, all the things that she'll now be asking me, how are you coping now? This one, Nina to boy before. See, Mama, can you stay inside freezer? You know? Yeah.
There was a sister of mine. I wanted her to relocate so that we can live in the same state. She said it's not happening. She lives in Los Angeles, California. So she said no. She came only to visit me and spend some months here. She said, your state is beautiful. Your people are very friendly. That's my state where I live. They are considered one of the most friendly people in the US. They might not like you truly, but they will show you what we call Minnesota nice. They will be nice to you with their facial expression. You understand? So it will convince you to, like, from where you're coming, other states that as you're coming, they will look at you. That kind of a thing. So
Yeah.
she loved you when she came here, but she said no, she can't live here. That is too cold. And then talking about what you're saying, a friend of mine said it was police escort that took her home one day from work. She entered the road to drive. Now, if you see, and then because she works night, the road has not been plowed when she was leaving. It has been plowed, but the ice, they've not salted the road or something. She said it was very icy. So she was skidding. Her car was just on, running on its own. She couldn't stop the car. She will hit about 2 or 3 cars in the process. Eventually, the car stopped in the middle of the road. He had to take the police people to drive her home. People don't know the extent of, the hazard people go through. They don't understand it. Some of these places are extremely cold. It's not the temperature we were born, but we come here, we try to adjust to the weather to be able to make it livable, to make a living.
So
And
adapt.
somebody is making a living, honestly. And the person will save, just like my former, one of my hosts today said, cost rep. They will pay you that €2 per hour, and you save the money. And you send 10,000 naira to somebody in Nigeria, 20, 30. They won't even call you to tell you thank you.
Exactly.
I had somebody last year send money for Christmas to people. They never called her back. She sent one person 100,000 naira, the other one 50,000. They never called her back to say thank you. She was angry with her soul, and that was the end of sending money to those people.
The same thing. That was just what my husband was saying. I think
She
yesterday or
said
day
never,
before yesterday.
because you know
This-
what? She calculated how many hours she was on her feet, standing. Nursing job in the US, you don't get it. It's not the one ahead, the balance chair. Patient, come. No, you're not balancing, you're standing up. You're gonna stand for 12 hours or for 16 hours or for 8 hours. Some of them work in nursing home where they care for patients, and you will lift, you will carry, you will clean somebody's poop. You will do all of this to make that money, and you send somebody $100, $50. The person would not appreciate it. That is
Oh,
the kind of interaction.
it's true. Seriously. See, this one that my husband has been complaining. He even spoke of it day before yesterday because the son of the sister also called. Na ago ha. Say na ago. Say my husband where na ago na ebe niile. Hunger is everywhere. You know. This is the mother that they sent something few months ago. This mother never called. At least even if she doesn't have phone. Okay, the last time my husband went, she complained that she doesn't have phone. My husband have to give me money. I have to top it up and got her phone. That phone for one day, she never used and call me. She never used and call my husband.
You see?
Okay. The last time they sent her money, she never, since my husband had been giving her money, she never ever called that she received money or she did not receive money. In fact, since they have been calling, they have never asked my husband, you know,
Imagine.
since how many years now that I joined my husband? Oh, hey, brother, hey, nke a mekwa, nke a me. You know how they start now? How are you? You say fine. Then you now say, how are you people? They will now say they are not fine. Now go agubugo ha.
That's what Entertainment Daily said. The hunger 1 kilo so.
Okujikwa ha, nke a mekwa ha. Afọ na-arụ onye nka, ishi na-arụ onye nka, you know. So they will now start lamenting. So it's not only even far people, even their siblings. There are still siblings that are good, you know, but there are still siblings that in fact, my husband said, since they cannot call to even say, how is your wife? Or every time they ring is problem. We take go. My husband said he's done. No,
You
he
see?
is done. In fact, any day that they will call him to say bring money, that is the day he will unleash his anger on them. And can you sis, menegwe appreciate. You understand?
Yeah.
So these people should begin to lower their expectation. And there's something you said. Do you know that these people sometimes, somehow, they live well? You now be seeing somebody that is begging you money. You now see their appearance. Something that before you bring out the money to do, you will already calculate how many hours. You know, you now see them, you see their appearance, see what they are wearing, you see everything. You now be asking yourself, these people are feeding well, and you now be asking you that you are bringing the money. Somebody will be begging you money. Okay, there's even somebody that even asked me to give him money. This what's the name? This Christmas on 24th, I be 23rd. He entered my DM, although is this family, extended family.
Mm-hmm.
He entered my DM on 24th or 25th, on 23rd. Do Christmas for me. I said, do which Christmas? I said, please, happy Christmas. I said the same to you. He
Mm-hmm.
came back and said, please do Christmas for me. I said, oh, uh, this is not the time. This is late now. This is impromptu. Cannot be asking me to do Christmas for you on 24th. We've
Mm-hmm. And
already
Christmas
planned and
Eve.
done everything. I don't have anyone. I don't have anything. In fact, I'm not working since I'm here. This person, my mother already told me that he's building a house. He dey build house. December, he marry, November, he marry wife. Somebody that have money to buy house, to be building house, although my mother says 1 month, one block, but he's growing.
He's doing
Then,
something. You
yes,
haven't even
then,
started.
November, he married a wife. I say, me, we will never even buy one bag of cement safe. You see? Then these are the people that they'll be collecting from you. They'll be collecting and they'll be adding to their own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when I said, I said I was just laughing. I say, you are building house that you are almost roofing. You marry. Me, I get anyone. I beg you, I forget. Okay, let me just tell you this one that will crack you up. Do you know when my husband came back, 2020, 2018, yeah, our parish priest now, because he wedded us on 2017, you already know that my husband came back. Okay, so in 2018, he now sent me a message that his car broke down, that the spirit is telling him that we're going to buy the engine for him.
For him,
That
which spirit? The devil spirit, I mean, a Holy
that
Spirit.
is this thing knock engine, that the spirit is telling him that if we can get him a new car or buy him the engine. I laugh. I say, even my husband, when we go village, we never even get tired. We no get tired. You dey say
You're
we
buying
go.
engine of a car for somebody.
That's why. That's it. You can imagine the expectation. This is a parish priest where people are feeding you. You are living in parish house. They are donating. They are giving offering.
Wait,
And the
wait.
Holy Spirit is
Host,
telling you
slow
that a
down.
man who
Slow
has
down,
not
host.
bought a tire is going to buy you a
Slow
car.
down, host. Did you hear Paris, the lady that just left? Did you hear when she said that her sibling, that is a pastor,
Mm,
refused to live in her Buki boys' quarters in Lekki? Buki is
mm.
1.2 million to rent.
You
Now
see.
saying he must live in the main house.
Hmm.
Did you hear that? Pastors and priests and all of them, their own
So
mentality get left.
that was how I just laughed. I say, that means the spirit that is telling you is lying to you now, because the spirit for tell you say we will not even get tired. So talk more say one buy engine for you. Talk more say one buy big car for you. So you can imagine. That's why I say, let me tell you the one that will crack you up. So host, I agree with you. People should start lowering their expectation on people that are abroad. That is just a nutshell. They should stop, as in, they should start lowering their expectations. And even to our family members whose relations are in abroad, they should be calming down. They should know that these people are suffering. Nothing is easy in abroad. The
Thank
air
you.
you breathe, you are paying for it.
You're paying
The
for
the
it.
dustbin you are
I love
throwing,
that.
you are paying for it.
I
Which
love
day we are still which day we have they brought bill for us for dustbin? for dustbin. Then see they go see bush, they go throw their own dustbin.
Thank
Even
you.
the dustbin self that they care for them, they not in the streets, they are not showing in them. And I love the thing that you said. They will not even see anybody coming to abroad and they will give. They will not. Are you even saying they will give? This particular sister, my sister-in-law that I was telling you, when I was coming to abroad, she didn't give me a shimbam, nothing. Not to even bring red oil or bring abacha. Okay, oh, our wife, Wejeno, my brother, this one, no. She even came to collect those things that I couldn't pack finish. I have to share it for them, you
You
know.
see?
So you can imagine, it's annoying. It's
It
annoying.
is.
Please,
It is.
oh, if you are in home country, if you have any sibling abroad, please treat them with love. Treat them with love. I had a girlfriend who just returned from Nigeria yesterday. She's in UK. She said she wants to go Gaga. That she's alone in a country. Now,
Yeah.
see, she's a girl, but she's the one carrying the whole family. The father is sick, they will call her. She was even doing it when she was in Nigeria. Talk more now that she's in UK. You know, the pressure from back home was too much. The pressure at work was too much. The isolation in a no man's land was too much. She say, I beg, say she dey run go house. That
Yeah.
was that. She just spent 1 week plus in Nigeria. And she told me that her brain has calmed down now. I say better. She say, even though now 1 week she gets, she'll carry and go house, make she go feel love. Because it's another thing to be away from home, you
Yeah.
know. It's another thing. And talk more of somebody that doesn't have family. It's only you
It's
in a
only
land of no man. In a land,
the
you
loneliness enough is enough to make you go into anxiety and depression. The
yes.
loneliness.
So
Yes.
family
So
people
if you're
they
lucky, you
should
have family
just be
members to
calming
give them.
down. Seriously.
Honestly. Thank you, Linda. Blessing, my spicy lady. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
being here.
Ami. Ami,
Anna,
Ami.
Anna Bai, thank you for being here. Anna Bai official, thank you for being here, beautiful sister. Delicious Army, thank you for being here. See, anybody that watched that lady's video yesterday from
Hmm,
Instablog, there is
hmm.
no way you will know, especially when you live overseas. There
I
is no
actually
way.
went to search for that video. I didn't see it. But
I
maybe
will send you the
I have to
link.
scroll down, 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 down.
Yeah, I will send you the link. You know the way she posts her videos will not make you pick it up immediately. But I
Hmm.
will send it to you
First,
right
I
away.
have to run. Oh, I have to run. I want to run one story. Our Nyashilina is out. So let me go
Blair
and
Blair is out. I saw
hmm,
what you sent to me. Congratulations. It
let
was
me go
it
and
was a Sunday blessing. You know, blessing Sunday's ex-boyfriend
yes.
was promising to post bail for Blair Blair. Maybe he finally did. That's why she's
Oh,
out.
ah.
Mm.
She said she's going. We should wait for her long speech. So we are waiting.
That would be. I hope she learns something from it anyway.
She will still come and brag now, as usual.
Definitely. So I
Let
must
me
thank
not drag
all of
you,
you,
Sha.
all of you.
Good job. Well done. Oh. I hope our family members they will hear
Honestly,
all the
thank you.
advices here.
Thank you, all of you. All of you. Cost Rep's story, honestly, it touched my heart. It really made my heart bleed because people don't know the extent of suffering in Europe. So it's good that people are hearing our authentic stories, authentic a testimony to know what it is, what life is overseas. I have electricity, but let me be honest with you guys. If I don't pay for 1 second, it's off. Is off. I talked about how we got the bill for December. December is not even the peak of winter for my state. It's January and February. But my December electricity bill was $580. That is one bill. So people don't understand it. The more you're making the money, the more you're upsetting your responsibilities. Nobody will help you. Nobody, you can't go to your next door neighbor and knock. Can you square me $100? I will give you in 2 weeks. It's never done. Do you want to call your fellow Nigerian who also is facing the same responsibility that you're facing, also from back home? So we try as much as we could to make things work with the resources you have, and then still cater for the family members back home. And then somebody will spend 40 years in the US doing 3 jobs 3 good jobs. She borrowed money from the bank to make sure that that property was finished. On getting to Nigeria, the welcome party was a carcass called building from her brother. And my question again, when I started, those were the questions I posed. Who is a family member? Those men that we are cheering for Akim's new normal of definition of family, are they still going to look at Obinna and call Obinna a family member to this lady that returned from America? She was sending the money to her brother. And that same family, they said it was blood. Because the wife is not your blood, she's not supposed to be a family member. That same family member, your blood, did you dirty to the point that you were rolling on the sand, crying, wailing, saying Obinna has killed you, Obinna has done this, Obinna, it will not be well with you, I'm going to take you to the police. So my fellow people watching me, my friends, my followers, and my fellow content creators, if you live overseas, speak the truth to your people. Let them understand there is no free money anywhere. The only thing I have free of charge is snow. And you can't even stay in the snow for 30 minutes. But guess what? Some people, some Africans that come here, they don't have a car. They have to stand at the bus stop to wait for bus. If you know American transportation system, they don't have good transportation system. That buses are coming now here and there. No. That's why we have more cars in the US than you can ever think of. An average family in the US might have 3 cars because everybody needs to have something to move around. So those that will come and wait for those buses, they will wait under the cold, under the sun, and under the rain to catch a bus to go walk, to earn money, to send to brothers, to siblings, relatives back home. And when they have finished doing that, you give them all the fake promises that yes, the structure is going on. You go to other people's construction sites, take pictures and forward to them. For how long would this continue? And why is their heart so wicked? The Bible said the heart of man is desperately wicked. We are seeing the fulfillment of that scripture, and it is true. If a brother can look at the sister and lie to the sister, and lie to his parent that yes, I'm doing that, the sister's work is what, because the woman was lamenting. I asked my parents, are you sure Obinna is doing this? They said, no, Obinna is working. And this is the woman that takes care of your family, your own children, paying school fees, sending money every month for your upkeep. This is how you pay your sister back. You see what can cut blood ties. You see, these are the reasons that sometimes you look at blood, you say, does it really worth the whole stress? If you can do your own blood, the so-called considered family members this way, how will Obinna, the likes of that Obinna, do to wives? Anyway, I'm going to leave that my conversation here. I'm asking you, if you're overseas and if you're building, take a vacation. Double your vacation if possible. Be there present to do your foundation. And then by the time you're done, if there is nobody to trust, make another trip after you have accumulated some vacation to keep building. You're not in competition with anybody that you must build it under 2 months, under 1 year. No. And the moment we start really living our real life, telling ourselves the honest truth, this life I came alone. I'm not here. I did not come with anybody. I'm not a twin. Even twins, they behave differently. So you're not in competition with anybody. Do your thing at your own space, at your own pace, so that you don't fall into this kind of bad siblings we have back home. And if you're there giving your siblings back home that the place where you are is filled with roses, the money is easy to make, stop. Be honest with them. Tell them that you work as a nurse and you stand for 14 hours. Or you work as a nurse for 16 hours, you only get 1 hour break. Be honest to say that. And you stand while working. You only get 1 hour break. Be honest to tell them that You are working as a nurse assistant, that you're taking care of sick people, and this is how much you make in an hour. Be honest to your folks so that they'll stop putting so much expectation on you. If you have people that are depending on you, be honest with them so that when you send money to them, they will use it judiciously, knowing fully well that another one would not come if they misuse it. Tell them the reality on ground and stop being fake. I'm talking to my fellow diasporans. Stop being fake. And for those that are going to defraud people to make money, to come and throw money up and down, a day of reckoning will come. And that is the fact. A day of reckoning. If you're doing a legitimate job, be thankful for that and tell your folks back home that this is what you do to earn a living, so that everybody will be on the same equation with you and not put pressure on you. If Mazi Okeke's son is already building, maybe it's not the time for your own child to build. If you're a mother, if you're a father, don't put so much pressure on your children so that they don't get into things that might lead them or that might end them in prison. And if you're that sibling that are sending money every month, you're asking for money, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your auntie, they are not picking money in the streets of wherever they live overseas. They have to work hard for every penny. When I mean every penny, they have to work hard. Back in Nigeria, you can decide to call off that you're not coming and you still get your full salary. It's not the same here in the US. If you don't work, you don't get paid. Overseas, if you don't work, you don't get paid. Let us be truthful to ourselves and let us stop this pressure we are putting on our fellow human beings, that you have to do this for me, you have to do that. Let us stop it. That person you're calling on the phone, wailing and crying, if that person should look back again, you're wearing a weave on of 500,000 naira and you're calling somebody for urgent 2K. Think again. Who is cheating who? A time will come when that person will grow tough skin and said, I'm done helping. I've helped for 10 years. You have refused to be responsible. Please cut your cloth according to your size. That is just it. This life here is very interesting, but you have to pay for it. The road you're using, you have to pay for it. I remember when they came to fix our road last summer, the condition is that it's going to increase our property tax. If they are going to rebuild the road, it's going to bump up our property tax. We have to agree. Even if you want to opt out, if not, the whole neighborhood is agreeing, what else will be considered? It's the majority. And from the property tax, our schools are being funded. So we understand where the benefit will be. Our children will have kids at school. So in one word or the other, you're contributing to the economy of the place where you are and also to your community. The roads that are you guys see Obodo Yibo Road, they are so beautiful, so clean. It's not free. In one way or the other, your penny is going on to that road. People don't understand it. I'm going to give a very simple example of one of the things, the most difficult and challenging things that was very difficult for me to swallow when I came here. I live in a place where I have mature trees at the back of my house. Big mature trees. One winter, the state gave us ultimatum to cut them because they felt the trees are too old. Some of them are getting disease. And if you don't pull them down, they might affect the younger trees. So we are marked in my property. They marked 4 trees for us. And they will give you from that November to cut it. If by February you haven't cut the trees, the state will come and cut the tree for you and take it from your, add the money to your property. Or they will take it from your tax. So we looked at the whole thing. We start calling people to come and cut the trees. At the end of the day, we paid over $4,600 just to Ibu to OCC. By the time we were doing that, cutting those trees, calculate $4,600. It will do a lot for you. That is the money you can never recover. It is expenses that you have to make because you're a homeowner. So there are so many challenges that people face here that you try to manage your affairs. It's not everything you call and be crying, hey, you're asking me for money. Do you know? No, we try to manage because we are not asking them to give us. If we start asking people back home, can you send me $100? In fact, I'm short on funds. I guess nobody will ever pick our calls again. Nobody will pick your calls. But they don't understand. Those expenses, you have to make them. You have to figure them out. So I'll be ending this live stream here, and my prayers and thoughts goes to the American returnees. I pray your family will be able to settle you and your brother, because it's still brother. What will I say? Taking him to prison will never solve a problem, because those people, they don't have that money. They cannot cough it out. They cannot even borrow. They don't even have anybody to run to that will come because of what? Maybe who they are. So this is my prayers for you to find a way in your heart, and God comforting you, making ways for you. If God has seen you through for this number of years, he will replenish anything you have lost. So take it from that angle. That's the only thing I will say. But our folks, do better. Be better towards one another, and be better towards yourself. And let me not even forget that these are the people that occupy the front row of seats in the churches. They might be deacon, deaconesses, choir member, choir leader, pastors, and prophetesses. And then you ask yourself, what kind of prayer do you say when you go to church, knowing that you're squandering your relatives' money? It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And God will help that lady. She will recover. She will overcome, and she will recover all that she has lost. God will make a way for her. And for any other person that have lost something in this nature, God will provide for all of you. So guys, I have to leave you guys. Remember, you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are precious, you are appreciated. If you're there working yourself out to take care of a family at home, especially your mom and your father, God bless you for being a kind daughter or a kind son towards your people. And God bless you for helping them, especially those in need. God bless you for doing that. It is a blessing to give. It is indeed a blessing. All right, guys, I'll be leaving you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. All of you, my amazing people. Thank you guys for the comment. Thank you guys for the contribution. God bless you guys real good. Please, if you want to build and you don't have the vacation for 6 weeks, please consult professionals. They will help you construct. They will help you build. We don't want to hear this kind of story next time. You don't want to. Consult professionals. They will help you to build. And by the time your family members know that professionals are the one building, they'll be the one reporting to you, sister, the block they brought, I did not like it though. Is this hollow block? They're supposed to use the solid block. They will be the one telling you if the work is going well or not, because they cannot benefit anymore from all those loopholes. You have closed the loophole. Close the loopholes to forget those stories that meet the eyes. All right. Thank you guys for being here. All of you. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing people. God bless you guys. Real good. Catch me again on Saturday for another interesting conversation, and let's discuss it together. Don't forget, I forgot to tell all of you, my membership is up. You can support my channel by joining my membership on Oyoyo's World. And also, if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me as well on Facebook. Do me well by sharing the live stream. And if you're coming back to watch this much later, let me know what your comments are. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Until I see you guys in my next live stream, please, please, please be well, stay well, take good care of yourself. Love yourself enough so you can show love to somebody like me, a stranger, and be kind enough to yourself so you can also extend that kindness to others.